putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I find it really funny that Trump is pretty much a rock star in all these things that he does, and he's questioned in everything. Did you guys know when he put a tariff on solar panels, it confounded the experts, these so-called experts? While leftists found many people to decry President Trump's increase of 30% on solar panels, President Trump pressed on. Now, you would think that the left would have been really excited that Donald Trump was addressing green energy and the concerns over the dumping of solar panels that essentially crippled all of these industries under Barack Obama. No, they're mad at Donald Trump. What's he going to do? Can't believe it. Even those in the solar panel industry business cried, saying the tariffs would put people out of work. They claim people would no longer buy solar panels, thus the work would decrease. The people that would be installing these panels and things like this. And trust me when I tell you, if you go to Phoenix, Arizona, you'll see the solar panels like crazy. See, Obama trained leftists. He trained morons to believe in one thing. There's something that these people have been conditioned to understand better than anything. Failure. But as we learn from President Trump, when you draw a line, you mean it, and good things will come. President Trump has just recently he's issued this new tariff. Now he's saying, you know what? We're going to protect our steel industry and our aluminum industry. And I went through it and explained it. It's like protecting the aircraft industry. It's like protecting the automobile industry. Not by giving it money, but by giving it the ability to compete at the national level, at the world level, by saying we're going to give some more protections to these industries because we understand what comes from them. CNN said it this way: President Trump wants Chinese solar panel firms to make more of their products in the United States. And they appear to be getting the message. A week after the Trump administration unveiled tariffs of up to 30% on imports of solar panels, one of China's biggest manufacturers announced what? It was going to raise tariffs on American goods. It was going to, beat up President Trump. Who knows? What did they announce? They're going to build a plant here. Yeah, that's how bad it got. Donald Trump says, I'm going to pay 30% tariff on your products unless you compete fairly. Stop messing with your dollar. Stop manipulating, is what they call it, manipulating your currency, and stop dumping. And so you would think they'd say, well, fine, go on your own. We're going to take our ball and go home. Nope. They decided differently. Jinko Solar said this in a statement. Its board of directors had given it the go-ahead to, quote, finalize planning for the construction of an advanced solar manufacturing facility in the United States. I know what you're thinking. Hold on, Kevin. Manufacturing isn't coming to the United States, certainly not from China. If you raise tariffs, they tell you we'll enter a trade war. And if we enter a trade war, we're going to come out on the wrong end of it, right? Because that's what we're used to. Billions and billions of dollars every year being shipped out of this country and no leader addressing it. Nobody, everybody afraid. Oh, if we rock the boat, if we don't get into TPP, if we're not part of NAFTA, if we're not part of some trade consortium that benefits everybody except the United States, what will we do? You know what we'll do? We'll keep our money. That's what we'll do. I was riding with a guy the other day, a limo driver picked me up, and he says to me, he's a car, like a town car driver or whatever, but limousine service provided by Fox. And the guy said to me, I'd be willing to pay more if I knew it was going to benefit the country. I said many people would, because the long range benefit of people having jobs and manufacturing a product in your country is going to far outweigh doing something overseas and saving, 5% or 7% in the short run. It's going to far outweigh it as long as it's kept in check. And here's how you keep it in check, Janice. So what will the impact of the Janice decision have on American stocks, on American on the American economy, quite frankly, it's going to be big. If Janus doesn't go through, you're going to watch the wages. And this is good news and bad news. The wages are going to suddenly drop in terms of the average wage, because now there are going to be many people that can opt out of the unions. Now, it's not that big of a deal because they'll still have some collective bargaining and all that. But in the long run, companies will now be free to look at the pressure that has come from unions that has shut companies down. These wage pressures are going to shift from regulatory, where the government has been on siding with the unions and forcing these companies to do these, to capitulate or die. And now the companies will say, no, we're going to just look for a qualified workforce of people who no longer are forced to be in the union. And suddenly you're going to watch exactly what happened under Trump's tax cut occur. You'll get the initial, oh my goodness, and then the innovation and ingenuity kicks in. See, everybody has this wrong. I want you to think about the very people who got America in trouble with respect to tariffs are now the ones screaming. These are the people that have built an economy where we ship out almost $600 billion more product, almost $600 billion more product than we ship out. And they're mad when somebody says our economy can't sustain that. Think about, just do yourself a favor. Go look at $600 billion as the GDP of your country, and look at how many people, how many countries don't even generate $600 billion. Now, President Trump says the number is $800 billion it's been shipping out. I hadn't seen that high, but it's close to $600 billion. I know that for a fact. So if it is indeed $600 billion, go look at the number of countries that operate, that their entire economy is smaller than what we waste, than what we give away to the world. And then get back with me. If it's so little, if we've done such a good job, Barack Obama had 8 years to look at this situation and he did nothing. Our trade deficit grew under Barack Obama. And it continued to grow because as we lost more and more manufacturing, we were forced to bring in more goods and services. So Trump inherited a bad trade deficit that was worsening. So it's just the truth. Now, I don't think he's going to complain about it. I think he recognizes it for what it is and he says, okay, but we're done. So now he starts implementing programs to selectively do this. And I'm telling you, what an amazing thing. It isn't like we're talking about not things that don't have an impact on the economy. The items that Donald Trump is picking on are things that he says are near and dear to the core of what we have to keep on site. And he's exactly right. And so one of them is solar energy. And then I keep coming back to, I'm going to finish this thing that CNN wrote, but I keep coming back to him taxing solar energy that you would think the greenies would be happy. We're manufacturing more green. They've been touting this as the panacea, the thing that's going to save the world. So here's Donald Trump protecting an industry that they're all about, and they're mad at him. These tariffs are going to kill people, man. He's mad that he's taxing industries that are going to bring jobs to America, and by the way, has proven to do so. And you think you can satisfy a leftist? So Jinko Solar says it's going to bring manufacturing to the United States. The statement suggested, according to CNN, suggested that Jinko's decision was tied to the new tariff, saying the company that, quote, the company continues to closely monitor treatments of imports on solar cells and modules under the U.S. trade laws. So that's right, Americans. President Trump has brought manufacturing back to America, including the jobs that were lost, like Solyndra and Inter1 and many others that scuttled the solar industry. While Obama lost 17,000 manufacturing jobs in his last year as president, Trump gained over 200,000 in his first year, and this type of thinking is the reason why. So I ask you, what a difference a president makes. And what's interesting to me is Trump isn't even trying to impress people this far. He's going to bring a tsunami of prosperity to the United States. The tariff that he put on washing machines. You ask yourself, have you been impacted? What a year from now, the only impact you're going to have is a negligible increase at best. It was done to correct the 2016 trade imbalance from South Korea that's almost $28 billion, and you better know the South Koreans take him seriously.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.